Woodward Sports Network presents a sports show that's more than just sports. Welcome to The Bottom Line with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermani. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go. That's right. It is Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. Ermani and Edwards, Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermani, Braylon Edwards, live at Chili Peppers Tanning, South River in Bridgeview in the great city of Harrison Township. Well, I guess it'd be a township, wouldn't it be, Braylon Edwards?
Definitely would be a township. Happy to be over here by Maz. Happy to be by where Maz stays. This is his hometown, home area. We had a little food at Bentley's before. He works down the street at Legacy Partners a couple years ago. So kind of in Maz's neck of the woods. When I was in 6th grade, I used to be in a program, JZoo, for Selfridge Air Base. Got a chance to win.
Get out of here.
I did, man. We had the competition. I think they chose 10 of our 6th grade class, so we would come out here once a month, was in the competition. I beat the other 9 kids in a rocket ship building. You had to put the little man with the parachute inside. You had to get all the dynamics, electronics right, and it went up in the air about 25 feet. And,
Dang.
And that got me a ride in the F5 cockpit.
Braylon friggin' Edwards. Tom
Mazaway,
good afternoon to you, my friend.
What up, boys? Good to be here. It's gorgeous out today, and it's a good time, man. Come on out and see us.
I don't think you've ever looked better in a shot, Tom, by the way. I mean,
good,
you
man.
Look phenomenal.
Thank you.
I think all credit has to go to our main man, Stick, for this. I mean,
when
Stick
Stick's
works
around, we're better.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Stick made you look amazing, bro.
He did. And
the Chili Peppers Tanning probably had something to do with it. I think I saw you go in one of those beds earlier, but I'm not going to tell anybody.
I didn't go in.
And we want to thank Chili Peppers.
Matt Spadafora.
Yeah, right. We want to thank Chili Peppers Tanning for having us out today. This is their 27th location as this continues to grow, this company, Chili Peppers Tanning. Again, South River and Bridgeview. If you want to come out and say hello, we're right here in Harrison Township. I do want to point out, Braylon, one thing before we get going on today.
The wheel behind you?
No, I didn't. What's on the wheel?
It's the Make Out with Ryan Ermani wheel.
Speaking of that. Speaking of that.
All right.
Hold on.
Ryan.
Bring the camera over here. So listen, we have this thing with our group chat. With this, the WSN group chat, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermani is amazing with women over 60 that love the show.
Excuse me.
50.
I'm very big.
55.
I'm very big in this demographic.
Okay, I agree 100%. That over 55, he is amazing. And every time we come to a spot, like last week we were in Taylor, a big boy, oh, man, you should have saw the reception. But this time, it was even better. I took a video of it. Too bad I didn't get it sent in time. They love this guy right here. Man, you are their I can't say it on air.
Matinee idol.
You're their dream.
What can I say?
The girl was
Nothing.
shaking as she was handing you
Come
the
on.
camera, the phone. Oh, please take a picture of and the
That
husband's
might have been
getting
Parkinson's though. So see,
No. It definitely was not that.
Now you crossed the line.
No. It was
I'm
definitely
joking.
not
No,
that.
you're right. It wasn't.
It was not that.
It wasn't.
She was very happy.
She handed it to me. The lock code was on. That's how I know you're telling the truth. I was like, luckily you can hit the camera and go up without unlocking the phone.
Oh, if my sister was here, she'd be going crazy.
And guess what happened?
Her sister showed up.
Listen.
We're done. I'm sorry. We're done.
Listen, I am very humbled by the fact that
All right,
there are
Ermani.
people out there that think I'm cool enough
Yeah.
to want to come up to and say hello to. I am flattered by it. I'm
should be.
humbled by it, and I appreciate it. Just a regular guy from the neighborhood.
Yeah, just a regular dude.
16524 Juliana. Regular guy in East Detroit, East Point, Michigan.
We love
There
you, bro.
There we go.
Guys, a big show today. And I did want to point out that T on Tom Mazaway's shirt. And even though it's a Tennessee shirt.
It's a T for Tom.
Hendon Hooker.
I think it's a T for Texas, actually, because Texas making news today. Just a little bit over an hour ago, Arch Manning, the #1 player in the 2023 class, committed verbally to the University of Texas.
Hook 'em horns.
And that is one thing we're going to be talking about with Maz's guy, Big Game Boomer. If you don't follow them on Twitter, pretty cool. Big Game Boomer. His real name is John Whitaker. Talks college football 24/7 online.
He's not too high on Arch.
No, well, no, and it begs the question: just how much does that recruit benefit from that last name, and how much, does he have to live up to now carrying the weight of that name? And you keep in mind, Quinn Ewers, who made $1 million at Ohio State, $1 million at Ohio State, didn't play, then transferred to Texas.
Right.
How's he feeling this morning?
Let me ask you this question as we have the beautiful scenery around us. With Quinn Ewers, do we know that he was paid? Do we know, like, for full, that we know that he was paid in full, got his $1 million, got whatever percentage, and then transferred? Do we know that there wasn't like, if you do this or if it happens by? What do we know about that deal?
I don't know if he was paid in full or not.
He got some cheese, though.
He had $1 million commitment, let's say that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to call you out. I'm just saying, like.
No, I know. I know you're not.
I wonder how much of that did he see? Because it begs the question, like, into the NIL stuff, you're paying guys before they essentially get to school without saying, hey, you have to go do this or it has to be this. So he probably saw a signing bonus and some cheese.
How much did Ohio State, how much were they on the hook for? How much was Ohio State on the hook for?
I don't know how that works, and I don't know if – I think we're trying to figure that out on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we can ask Big Game
was,
Boomer.
But how much is Arch going to make?
You know what? I'm curious about that, because do you have to pay a kid like Arch Manning?
Yes.
Is Arch Manning looking for money? I feel like a guy like Arch Manning is not looking for money. He just gets to go where he wants to go.
If he wasn't looking for money, he would have went to Ole Miss or Tennessee.
That's actually
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Here's an interesting caveat to that is if it was Eli's son, if it was Peyton's son, it would be different. We know he wouldn't be looking for money because guess what? He doesn't need money. But this is Cooper's son, the older brother out of the Manning. So you wonder if Cooper's like, hey, you might want to slide Art some cash. He's coming to your school. He's bearing that last name. This is what's on the table. That's a very interesting question. I can't wait to ask Big Game Boomer.
Cooper handles the Manning money.
Financial advisor, yeah.
He's probably doing pretty well for himself.
He's doing pretty damn well.
Yeah.
This is true.
They stick together. They're a tight family.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Cooper was Peyton's wide receiver, and he actually went to Ole Miss, I believe, and then he broke his neck.
A lot of people believe Cooper was the best of the Manning players.
Was wide receiver,
Manning
broke
brothers,
his neck.
Yeah. I would venture a guess and say that Texas, too, is a place almost like the Detroit Lions a little bit, in that if you win at Texas, everything is going to be bigger. I believe that Arch Manning will have the traditional NIL or how it is meant to be NIL situation. You come to the school, you make a name for yourself, and you get then name, image, likeness. You can make as much money as you want on something like that. But I highly doubt, and I could be totally a fool, I highly doubt he actually took money to go sign there. I don't know.
Two quick stories. One story is the guy that beat us in the Rose Bowl my senior year. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who he is.
Vince Young.
There he is. Vince Young never had to play it down in the NFL. He was taken care of. I've been down to Austin, Texas. I've been down there with Vince. Vince is doing just fine, especially now, and he didn't have an NFL career after the third season. He had until ordeal with he and Jeff Fisher, and he ended up leaving. He played, but you get it. And then my dad told me a story where, obviously Earl Campbell, Heisman Trophy winner, Houston Oilers, one of the best running backs of all time, NFL Hall of Fame, is in a wheelchair. Earl hadn't done anything live, anything in person in a very long time. When the brand new Big Face 20s came out, wherever they get made at, I believe, the printing press is in Texas or somewhere around Texas. Earl Campbell was the one that they had spin the very first Big Face 20 in the state of Texas. So like you said, Ryan, when you do it in Texas, you are set for life.
No doubt about it.
They're back, by the way. So is USC.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no question
USC,
about that.
I don't know about Texas. USC, I would agree with.
Texas is coming back.
Okay.
I don't deny that. And just look at the quarterback play now with Ewers and Arch Manning, and we'll get into that in the top of hour number 2 with Big Game Boomer.
But they ain't a wide receiver U.
No, they are not.
There's only one wide receiver U.
That's Ohio State.
We're going to talk to Tim McCormick in the next segment as well. Tim McCormick, former number 12 overall pick in the 1984 draft, a 10-year NBA veteran, University of Michigan, and, of course, Bally Sports. Detroit covers the Pistons for Bally Sports. And this is, look, last night's trade, I think a lot of people have opinions on. Jeremy Grant traded to the Portland Trailblazers for the 2025 first-round pick of Portland, who is it's Milwaukee's pick that Portland owns. It is 1 to 4 protected. So many people are like, well, it's Milwaukee's pick. You can protect it from 1 to 25, right? But, I mean, I look at this, too, and obviously it was a salary situation. They've got big eyes. Troy Weaver has big eyes on somebody, Braylon. But I don't discount that first-round draft pick. 3 years from now, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who knows what could happen with? I mean, there's injuries. There's a bunch of different things. You don't know what's going to happen to a team in particular. I mean, Brooklyn nearly missed the playoffs this year, and they signed Durant and Kyrie in the offseason. So I'm not discounting that first-round pick, but this is clearly a move for a salary cap dump now.
Yeah, yesterday, we talked about it on the show, and I said that Troy Weaver, because we were trying to say, is Troy Weaver in the same space as Brad Holmes, where the trust that we have for Brad Holmes, the Detroit Lions general manager. And I said, I think he's close. But I said, I think I need to see something tonight. I need to see something in the distant future as it relates to this draft, as it relates to acquisitions, as it relates to the future. And I said, I think, we talked about it when we were doing 10 quick ones. I said, I think Troy Weaver is going to make a move that's going to be appreciated. Or he's going to make a big move, and he started that. He dumped the salary that is Jeremy Grant. Look, I think we get caught up sometimes being here. You're like, you want the most for your you want the most bang for your buck, and then that means it takes you to a place where you believe a player is maybe a little bit better than he is. Listen, Jeremy Grant can score points. Jeremy Grant can score points. He can rebound. He can do these things, but can he do it at a superstar level? No. Did we think that we were going to be able to trade Jeremy Grant for a Sacramento's 4 pick? No. So you get rid of the 2025 pick with Jeremy Grant. You dump his salary. You make some room for DeAndre Ayton or whatever he has up his sleeve, because there's some other moves coming out, and we don't know what it is, but I guarantee you Troy Weaver, he has something going, and I got a hunch something else is going to happen before 8 o'clock tonight.
You remember years ago, and we laughed. I remember there's a lot of tweets about it last night. Even before I looked at Twitter, it hit me. Remember the last time the Pistons had money to spend? And they went out and they get Ben Gordon and Charlie Villanueva, and it was a disaster.
This is a different deal, though, Maz.
Why?
I think this is a different deal. Look, I mean,
the players out there that are available, I don't like.
If you go out there and get DeAndre Ayton, and I think that is clearly the Pistons' top target in free agency here. You've got a young player, former number 1 overall pick, to grow with Cade Cunningham. I think if you trade Jeremy Grant for DeAndre Ayton in a first-round pick, would you say that's a win?
I don't know. I think I'd rather hold on to him and trade him at the deadline to a team that really wants somebody.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I was going to say, I think you get your best deal last night. And anybody out there, you can say whatever you want. Oh, this deal's better, that deal's better. We don't know the deals. Maybe some rumored deals out there, but unless you present to me what deal would have been better than this one, I got a hard time saying no to it.
2 things. One, in the last 3 years, let's just look at what Troy Weaver has done. In the last 3 years, they've had 3 players that make All-NBA rookie team. That means he's drafting the right guys. They've had 3 players that have made the All-Rookie team. They had 1 guy that should have won Rookie of the Year, and that was Cade Cunningham this past season. It's very different than that time period that you're talking about. You're talking about now, guys. This isn't then where they were trying to force win. Hey, let's bring in Villanueva. Let's bring in Ben Gordon. Right now we can win. Right now, they're building it in the right direction. They're building it for Cade Cunningham. They're building it for Sadiq Bey. They're building it for 2025, but they're also building for bringing in DeAndre Ayton. And the pick tonight, well, I'm not going to tell you. I think they're going to draft till later.
So we'll do that next. Also, again, guys, I think it's really unfair to, evaluate last night's trade as a singular event. Because it's part of something bigger. We'll talk to Tim McCormick about that. We'll do it next. But first, a message from MyBookie.
All right, who are you going to have now? Will the Avalanche have the cup? They'll be in the building tomorrow. You know it, at the Ball Center in Denver tomorrow night. It'll be game number 5, the Stanley Cup final. Avalanche up 3-1. If you're going to put your bets in, bet it at MyBookie. MyBookie.ag, MyBookie.com. Use the promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Free money in your pocket. They could do whatever you want. Put $100 in, they'll give you $100 back. Put $1,000 in, you've got $1,000 extra dollars in your bank. Woodward is the promo code. MyBookie is the place to bet it. Bet anytime, anything, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Amani, the great Braylon Edwards, alongside Tom Mazaway, too. We are at Chili Peppers Tanning here in Harrison Township, South River, and Bridgeview, the 27th location here for this company.
Have you been on a boat yet this summer?
I've not.
Are you a guy? Are you a boater guy? Guy who likes getting on boats?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I like maybe once or twice a year.
Oh, wow.
Once or twice a season.
Maz,
I love going on a boat.
have you
What,
been
are
out
kidding?
yet?
Oh, yeah.
You been out a couple times?
Heck yeah.
I got to get out, man. Like, coming out in this area, like, my friend Ronnie had a boat out here. Just come out here.
Oh, I'll take you on my brother-in-law's boat.
Oh, yeah. Let's
We'll
get out
do
there,
that.
man.
We'll do that.
Let's hang out, man.
Yeah.
That's why I love living in West Bloomfield, right in that Wall Lake area, right in that Union Lake, Cass Lake.
Yeah.
So many boats out there.
We'll get out on
sandbar.
Lake St. Clair.
Yeah,
Gotta go out
that's
on the
real-
big
that's-
water,
That's the
baby.
real lake. Excuse the hell out of me. Excuse me.
Without question.
Got admirer over
good?
there, buddy.
You know,
All right.
Timmy McCormick's been out on a boat.
Oh, man, for
Oh, yeah.
sure. Let's bring him in now. Former 12th overall pick in 1984.
Played for the Sonics.
Can you believe it? And they're coming back, too. He's got to be out there on opening night. Bally Sports Detroit covers the Pistons. The great Tim McCormick. Tim, thanks so much for the time. How are you, bud?
Fantastic. The NBA draft always brings back great memories. It's hard to imagine. It's been 39 years. I sat right next to Michael Jordan, shoulder to shoulder, and we had big dreams, and we talked about it. He did a better job of making it happen, though.
Tim, it's so funny you mentioned that
Nice
because
call.
I was going to ask you what it was like back then in 1984 and translated to how it is now. And a story that I read, and I think it was Bob Knight. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you know this story. But Portland wanted a center. So they were going to take Sam Bowie, and Bob Knight says, okay, so draft Jordan and play him at center.
Well, to tie Bobby Knight back into this, in 1984, on the draft day, I wasn't in New York. I was with the U.S. Olympic team, and we were in Indianapolis and getting ready for the Olympics. I actually was the last player cut, which means I got yelled at by Bobby Knight all summer and didn't get a gold medal, but it was still a valuable experience. And I remember we went to a TV station. Sam Perkins was there. Michael Jordan, obviously, Lancaster Gordon, some really good players. And after I got drafted, I said, man, I'm so excited to be drafted by the Cavaliers. I told all kinds of lies about how the future was bright. Then we went back to practice. And after practice, I didn't know this, but there had been a three-way trade. And so Bobby Knight, gave his post-practice pep talk and said, oh, by the way, McCormick, your game's weak, and the Cavaliers didn't want you. They trade you to Washington. And he started walking out the door, and I was really confused. And he said, and the Washington squad doesn't think you can play either, so they traded you to Seattle. and then he said, and if you don't get your ass in gear, I'm going to trade you to Alaska for some fishing points. And he walked out the door. I was very confused.
That's so great. Tim McCormick on with us now. Tim, I want to ask you, too, does Portland's situation in your draft, that 1984 draft, just highlight when you are that high in the draft, where the Pistons are, where Sacramento is, that you just simply have to take the best player in those spots, not draft for need, but just take the best player there?
Yeah, I don't think that you overthink things, but I mean, Clyde Drexler was with Portland. That's why they said we don't need Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler. Big mistake there. But I think that with the Pistons, you don't overthink things unless you fall in love with somebody. And it's hard to do, from a fan's perspective. But when you sit down and you have lunch with a Keegan Murray as an example, and you get to hear, his passion, you figure out that, okay, I know from talking to him, this is a guy the night before a game is going to be in his hotel bed, studying his scouting report, fired up to play the next day. Other guys, you might get the sense that, okay, this guy is going to be out at the club and he doesn't love the game and he's not passionate. Because, quite frankly, I think Braylon will agree with this, that a lot of guys, they don't love the game. They love all the stuff that comes with the game. And that's what you're always trying to decipher.
Yeah, Tim, you're 100% correct, man. There's a lot of guys I play with, and, you all fall victim to it at some point in time, but there's a lot of guys that they just enjoy what the game can do for them. They don't enjoy providing for the game. They don't enjoy providing the study sheets, enjoy the camps, enjoy the summer camps, enjoying the work, enjoying the ups and downs that come with it. You're 1,000% right. I saw that in Cleveland. I saw that. The places where I won, you don't see it. The places that have those bad records, like certain teams that won't be mentioned, Cleveland Browns, Detroit Pistons in the past, you've seen it where they don't want to win.
Lions.
But I want to ask you another question. I'll let Ryan stick to things that matter tonight, but I want to get into, the player's mindset of this moment. What is this moment like? I was in it this moment in 2005. You were in it in 1984. I don't think no matter if you're one overall, if you're Sam Bowie and you're going one and you're going two, or if you're a guy that, you might slip to 2025 or et cetera, you don't know about the security space of where you're going, the possibilities. And I think on that night, I think you get scared. What do you think about that?
No, it's valid. And the fascinating part of it is that before the draft, you're thinking, okay, how do I even pack? Am I going to the Pacific Northwest? Am I going to be playing in Minnesota? Am I going down to Texas? I remember in '84, after I got traded, I had no idea that Seattle was even looking at me. And I went to the corner drugstore and I bought a Street and Smith magazine. And I went to the page where it says Seattle Supersonics. I didn't even know who they had on their team. I was thinking, I know Jack Sikma's there, but I think Tom Chambers is still there, and Al Wood from North Carolina, and Gerald Henderson. I didn't have access to a roster. Now, everybody's going to be going online. You just have so much information. The other thing is that I was just really excited to play against Kareem. I had been watching Bill Walton, and Moses Malone was a hero. Now I was going to get a chance to bang with those guys and just measure myself, and that was thrilling.
Hey, Tim, brother, last quick follow-up question. What do you think about the difference in when you came out, when I came out, in terms of answering questions, in terms of interviewing with teams, in terms of, hey, do you want to come here? Hey, do you want to play here? I don't think they were asking questions like that from me to you. I think now players have a lot more, say in the matter. You hear Jaden Ivey say, these are the teams I want to play for. I don't think we did that, man. It's interesting nowadays, right?
No, and there's so much information and so much stress and anxiety and pressure. And in 1984, I never even talked to a team. I didn't talk to one team. As a matter of fact, I didn't have an agent. I called an agent because when I was in 8th grade, I read his book. It was Bob Wolf is the only agent I had ever heard of. So I called him and said, would you mind representing me? And he said, okay. So that's a little bit different. I had no idea, if I was going to get drafted or how high. I thought I would because I played really well at the Olympic trials. But the time that I decided I'm going to go into the draft was I read the Detroit Free Press, and they had a draft projection that said I was going in the 10 to 12 spot. And that's where, nobody told me. I read the Detroit Free Press or the Detroit News to try to find out if I should go to the draft or not.
Your coach didn't tell you? He didn't talk to you?
Yeah, he told me to come back to Michigan.
Oh yeah. Okay. He sounds like a guy I know.
Hey, Tim, can you wait through a break? Love to chat with you one more segment if we could.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tim McCormick going to be back with us in 30 seconds. Going to ask him about Jaden Ivey, the Jeremy Grant trade, and who is the Pistons' top target in free agency. Is it DeAndre Ayton? But first, a message from Gypsy Vodka.
Tell you what, Brian and I are always on point. We never need mulligans on the golf course. Don't need mulligans on the air. But you know what? You do need mulligans if you want to have a good time in your backyard on the course. Drink wise. Introducing the Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka, 8% alcohol, and I do mean 8%. This isn't one of those jokester seltzers. It's a fun one. Iced tea, lemonade, and strawberry, and mango. Introducing mango to the Gypsy Mulligan brand. It is amazing. Had it the other day on the golf course. Shot good, played good. Gotta have it. Gypsy Mulligan. If you're gonna drink, remember to drink responsibly.
I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
82 degrees. Where do you want to be? You know where you want to be? You want to be at the Monroe Street Midway. That's right, down in Campus Marsh in Bedrock, Detroit. Having a good time this summer. I'm talking about open all summer long from Memorial Day to Labor Day. There will be basketball, roller skating, mini golf, installations, live music, and food trucks. Who doesn't like a good food truck? Oh, man, I would love a good food truck. Free Wi-Fi so you can work from the park. It's free to enter the Midway, and most activities are free. Just pay for skate, just pay for food. Each week there's family programming, live DJs, shout out to DJ Tom T, and music at the new stage and pavilion. Pop-up store will feature rotating Detroit businesses every week. Like I said, who doesn't love roller skating? Who doesn't love basketball? Who doesn't love summertime in downtown Detroit? Bedrock, Monroe Street. Let's get there and have some fun.
Is there some place that you've been hearing a lot that you're going, or like you'll just be happy to go anywhere?
I really like Detroit. My grandparents are from there. Grandpa played for the Detroit Lions. Grandma still lives out there. Dad was from there. So I got like family ties in Detroit. So, I mean, that would be home. Same with Indiana. Just my mom played for the Fever. She played for actually both organizations. She played for the Fever and the Detroit Shock. So both of those organizations you can't go wrong with.
So that's video of Jaden Ivey on Bleacher Report, from Bleacher Report, saying basically, look, I've got relatives in Detroit and Indiana. Pistons, Pacers, would love to be in either place. We bring back Tim McCormick, 10-year NBA vet, former number 12 overall pick of the 1984 draft. And, of course, now Bally Sports Detroit Pistons. You see him on Pistons games for Bally Sports. Tim, everybody here, I think everybody here, is all on.
Why'd you look at me?
Because I don't want to speak for you.
Oh, okay.
I think we're all on the Jaden Ivey train.
Yeah.
Is that the right train to be on? If he is available at 5, will the Pistons pick him? And if he's not, then who?
Wow, it's a hard choice. I think that what I like about Jaden is that he is electrifying, and if Cade Cunningham is your lead guard, I think that with the speed and athleticism of a lot of NBA teams now, everybody that's good has an elite point guard, and they're athletic and they're fast. I think that the Pistons are going to need to have some speed in the backcourt, and so if that's the case, Jaden Ivey's your guy. There are times during the year that I didn't always love his body language. Maybe that was just, he plays with an edge, and maybe when you're rooting for your team and he's lighting you up, you don't like him as much. I think that Keegan Murray, to me, has a better disposition out there, but they both would be the kind of guy that you can build around. I think that Jaden Ivey might have a little bit more all-star potential because of his athleticism. He plays the game like John Morant, and I think that if he slips, I think he's got a little bit more upside to Keegan. So if they're both available, I take Jaden Ivey. Hey,
Timmy, speaking of Keegan, the Sacramento Kings supposedly took him out to dinner. They wine and dine him. They love him. You hear it. You see the videos on Twitter. What happens when a team takes a guy out to dinner and supposedly they're not paying attention to Jaden Ivey? Does that mean anything at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. But with Keegan Murray, he just seems like such a pro already. Like he'll step on the court. He has so many similarities to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy just always played hard. There was no nonsense. He did his job. He was very efficient. The thing that I like the most about Keegan, which is pretty amazing, out of high school, get this, Western Illinois is the only offer that he had. So he had to go to prep school. And then, they kept an eye on him at Iowa, and all of a sudden, one of the Iowa assistants came back to Fran McCaffrey and said, you need to lock him up right now. His game has exploded. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's more athletic. His scoring average increased by 16 points from his freshman to his sophomore year. You have to go back 49 years to see somebody that increased their scoring average by that amount. So I think Keegan, he's young, he's getting better and better, and so he's got a great upward trajectory himself.
Talking to Tim McCormick. Tim, speaking of Sacramento, so many people believe the draft actually starts at 4 when Sacramento picks or trades out of the pick, what have you. Mike Brown's a new coach there. What impact does it have when a player, and again, we just heard the Jaden Ivey, he really is hoping for Detroit or Indiana because of the family ties there. Does that have any impact on a new head coach, on an organization who's looking for a fresh start, to draft a player who really seemingly doesn't want to be there? Does that impact your decision-making tonight at all if you're Sacramento?
No. Unless he said, I absolutely will never play in Sacramento. That would concern me a bit. If I'm Mike Brown, I look at my roster, and there's a huge talent deficit, and there's no tradition of winning. So I think that they would be better off getting 2 players out of that number 4. Move down 5, whatever spot, maybe New York or someone like that, and get a really good player too. That way you're solidifying your roster a bit more. I just don't know if right now there's a huge difference between number 4, say it's Jaden Ivey, or number 10, what Johnny Davis from Wisconsin. Like if you fall in love with somebody that you can get at 10, why not get another key piece?
Hey, Tim, what's with people saying Keegan Murray has hit his ceiling? And also, what's with this kid, Shaedon Sharpe?
So I disagree with the fact that Keegan Murray won't continue to improve. He will. He's a worker, got a beautiful shot. He's a lot like a young Jeremy Grant. And Shaedon Sharpe, I saw him play at the Top 100 camp 3 summers ago, and he's super athletic. I question his shooting a little bit and his skills, but he's going to be a good player. I just don't know if he's generational. He's more of a point guard, good playmaker, but that's too big of an investment without taking it for a dry run. He's going to have to really perform well in his team workouts against other guys to prove that he can play. Because I haven't seen him in 3 years, so it would be hard for me to make that investment.
Hey, I got 2 questions for you, Tim. 2 good ones. First one, is there any player that's not on our radar as fans, as people that want, a Jaden Ivey, as people that are trying to bulge into the Detroit Pistons? Is there anybody on the radar that we may not be aware of that you might be aware of?
Well, okay, so we're all aware of this guy, but I really like Max Christie, and he just he's just scratching the surface. He was at the top 100 camp in high school, and I saw him get off to a really quick start. Second half of the year, subpar. I think he got figured out a little bit. I think he got tired. I think that Tom Izzo's system's not easy for freshmen. So if you're looking for an investment down the road, that's a guy that I think is going to be a good NBA player.
Next thing, being a local guy, Detroit guy, Michigan guy, tell me a little bit about Ryan Rollins out of Toledo. I know he's a Macomb High School guy. I hear he could sneak into that first round, but maybe be a second-round pick. I want to learn a little bit about him.
Yeah, so I run a program called the Michigan Elite 25. It's for the best 100 high school players in the state of Michigan. And he was at our camp. Really good kid. We spent time together at the draft combine, and his eyes are wide open. Like he sees that he's going to be an NBA player, and his enthusiasm is contagious. And I'm really, really proud of him and excited. And he's gonna do Michigan proud. We're not having enough players from our state get drafted, and so hopefully he can start reversing that trend.
Hey, Tim, I know the guys want to ask you about the trade last night. Before that, I want to ask you about the draft lottery. I think it's run its course. I'm done with it. I'm done with it in the NHL as well. What's your take on the draft lottery?
Yeah, I was extremely disappointed. We endured a lot of losing this year.
Yep.
Sitting veteran players that are healthy, sitting guys that want to play in order to lose. And I don't think it's good. I also don't like the alternative of teams just not even trying to lose. So I think that I would probably protect the bottom three teams a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I wanted the Pistons to be in the top four, and I thought if they were in the top four, they would get a game changer for sure. At 5, I'm not quite as confident, and I think that if you're losing 55 games, you're not very good, and you need the protection of getting a top 3 or 4 pick.
Yeah, it's not right, man. It's bull. If you ask me, I hate it. It's despicable that they're not picking in the top 3. If you ask me, never mind the top 4. Same with the Red Wings.
I agree.
Hey, Tim. Tim, obviously last night, the trade of Jeremy Grant, your reaction is what?
So when I was a little kid growing up on the east side, I carried my basketball cards in my pocket to school, and specifically the Pistons guys. So I have a lifetime of embracing guys that play for the Pistons, going back to Willie Norwood and Curtis Rowe and Bob Lanier and Dave Bing and John Mengelt. Like, if you were on the Pistons, you were my guy. And I've never lost that, and it hurts me when we have guys that are really good players that love playing for the Pistons that leave. And I feel that way about Jeremy Grant. I think he's an exceptional player. He plays hard. He plays both ends of the court. And on the surface, I'm not sure why he got traded for what's going to be a 25 through 30 pick, depending on if the Bucks, continue to be relevant, which I would think they would. But I miss the days of when trades were easy to read. Like, Braylon, you've got a really good power forward and you've got a great backup. And I need a backup, but I've got 2 really good shooting guards. I'll give you my shooting guard for your power forward. And trades made sense because it was capital. You could see what the trade was. Now all of a sudden you're thinking, well, I know that there's something that Troy Weaver really wants. I think that's having a ton of cap space. If they want to get DeAndre Ayton, I don't see that happening. Like, Phoenix right now is one of the top 5 teams in the league for sure. They could be a favorite depending on what they do in the offseason. They're not letting DeAndre Ayton get out of there. I don't care what happens. They're going to match whatever. So, cap space is one of those things that's hard to read. And down the road, we'll be able to see what it led to. But, man, I'm going to miss Jeremy Grant.
Me too.
Yeah, you're 100% right, man. I know I don't necessarily know a lot about the cap space in terms of any sport or trying to figure those things out, but I just remember when I got traded, it made sense. It was a guy that I had drafted by Romeo Crennel. I got drafted by two previous regimes down there in Cleveland. They traded me for a 4th pick. I go to the Jets, a guy that needs a wide receiver. You know, Eric Mangini trying to start his own thing. He wants more draft picks and kind of remove the old regime that was the Cleveland Browns. So from that standpoint, it made absolute sense. You're absolutely correct. Nowadays, I'm like, what? They did what? For what? So I'm still confused. I'm trying to have faith in Troy Weaver. You know, we have faith in Brad Holmes. We have faith in Steve Eisman. We have faith in, don't you think for one second I was going to say Alavila. But with that being said, I'm trying to have faith in Troy Weaver because he's done it so far. You know, last 3 picks we've had, they've all been all NBA rookies, so first team. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think Troy does a really good job, but I can't wait to watch him come back.
So Tim, you don't believe the Pistons this offseason will sign Ayton and then next offseason sign Booker?
No, I don't. I mean, I would love it, but you know, it seems like the Pistons are growing, and you don't want to take steps that are going to set you back.
Amen.
So what the hell are they doing then? Why did they get rid of a 22-point scorer then?
Because they want to. I think that they want to have cap space, and they want Keegan Murray and Sadiq Bey to be their 3 and their 4 for the future, and I'm anxious to see that happen because both those guys are versatile. They're shot makers, and think about this: both of them have the potential to be elite shooters, and if you spread the court and give Cade Cunningham that kind of space, he's going to be even better next year. Remember, Pistons not only worst shooting team in the NBA, like historically bad.
Yes.
And nobody left the paint against the Pistons last year. That could change this year.
The great Tim McCormick, enjoy the night, my friend. Thanks so much for the time. We certainly appreciate your expertise and good memories, I'm sure, back, what was that? Well, I can't do quick math.
84?
28 years ago? 38 years ago?
No, 28 years ago.
28, no.
39.
For God's sake.
I was trying to mess with Ryan's math. I was drafting 83, so you know it was easy math for me.
Oh, man.
How good could the Blazers?
Work on your math game, guys. Work on your math.
Timmy, how good could the Blazers have been?
Oh, man.
What could have been?
Thanks, Tim. We appreciate it.
Oh.
We are going to take a break, come right back, react
Sam
to
Bowie was good
some
too,
of what he said, and I do agree about the Jeremy Grant stuff. Like when somebody wants to be, here in Detroit, that makes you feel good.
He wanted to come here.
I know. It's unbelievable. Horace Grant's nephew, of all people, wanted to be a Piston. That's a Bad Boy reference.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Hey, we're going to take a break, come right back, but first a message from SMA.
From now to August 31st, ages 14 and 19, all high school kids. Guess what? Let me switch that up and go back to SMA. I thought we were doing Planet Fitness. That's on me. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you're struggling or you know somebody that is. We all know somebody that's struggling. Sometimes we are all struggling. It is okay to not be okay. Go to thesportsma.com to find out how you can get some answers. Find out how you can get some help.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, everybody, when you need apparel, there's only one place to go. It's Big Frog Novi. No setup fees and no artwork fees as well. No minimum and a 24-hour turnaround. You can have your whole team outfitted in no time at all. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing. Big Frog has the styles you want. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4BIG-FROG. That's bigfrog.com/Novi.
Big Frog.
Big Frog.
Hey, everybody, we are live at Chili Peppers Tanning out here, their newest location, 27th location, South River and Bridgeview in Harrison Township. Come on out and see us. And then don't forget tonight, 7:30 to 9, Woodward Sports Network. It's Woodward Pistons. Terry Foster, Rod Beard, Sean, Downtown Deuce, Maddie, Stick. Everybody going to be on there. Kool-Aid going to be there.
Kool-Aid.
Jeff Iafrate, are you
the whole
kidding
network,
me?
Man.
Oh, man, Woodward Pistons live draft show. Excited for that. So one of the things that Tim McCormick, and we just had Tim McCormick on, if you're just tuning in, confused by the Jeremy Grant trade. It is Milwaukee's first-round pick that they get via Portland in this trade, and we expect Milwaukee to be good. Nonetheless, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So whatever happens 3 years from now with the Milwaukee Bucks, who knows?
Who knows if the GMs will be there?
Exactly. So, but it is 1 to 4 protected. I do want to point that out. That first round pick, and what does it mean as far as free agency goes this year? He does not believe. Tim McCormick does not believe, Braylon, that the Suns are going to let DeAndre Ayton get out of Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be tough and be hard-pressed, too. You've been to a finals with him. He actually played pretty decently in 4 of 7 of those games. In the finals, he played pretty well. I think he had a double-double in 5 of those games. And one of those games, I want to say, was 28 and 20, which is a major game. So, you keep that combo together of he and Devin Booker. But just the interesting thing, going back to Jeremy Grant, and you look at it. When Troy Weaver made the move last night, we were all in the WSN chat, and there were a lot of people going crazy. I didn't understand. I was confused. Mad told us what he thought about it. Neil Rue told us it was a cap dump. He gave us some insight. Jeff Iafrate said that Troy Weaver had a vision. He was very adamant about that, and so was Adam Beydoun.
I wrote garbage. That's what I wrote.
My big thing is, if looking at it from this point of view, how much are you going to pay Jeremy Grant? Then on top of paying Cade Cunningham. Then on top of paying Sadiq Bey. Then on top of paying whatever guy you want to come in and be a stud. You only have so much money. And so I from that standpoint, Jeremy Grant's never going to be a guy that's going to lead you into the future. He's not going to lead you into the playoffs. So looking at it from that lens, I see what Troy Weaver is trying to do. I'm just waiting for the rest of it. Because I think, like Ryan said earlier, it's a move in 2 to 3 to 4 parts. And I think last night we saw part 1. And we just got to let things play out.
The only way that move makes sense is if part 2 is tonight. That if they move up in the draft to get who they really want in the draft.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it makes no sense because if you hold on to them, you trade them at the deadline for actual good stuff.
You got 5 hours and 12 minutes.
Not crap in 2025.
Do you believe, and I'll ask you guys this question I asked to Tim McCormick, do you believe if Jaden Ivey is there that he will be the pick?
Yes.
Or if he's not, will they be that upset about it? Do you believe the Pistons' top target tonight in the draft is Jaden Ivey? I'm gonna ask you guys that question. Answer it after the break. We're gonna take one now, but first a message from the Folding Warehouse.
You know it, man. My favorite place. Football and bowling. It's in Hamtramck. Chris Hutt invented the game. You got to get down there, folks. Get your foal on. Check it out. Of course, 2 ways to play. $12 unlimited open play or your private lane reservation. 10 or 12 of your friends get on a lane. It only costs $120. It's less than $10 a person. You get it for 2 hours. And you get to bring your own food in or even have it delivered. You can spread out. TVs are all over the place. And just relax and enjoy yourself. The bar is open, and the bar is high, as Marty Morningweg used to say. Over 100 beers they offer, and the $2 mystery beer machine. Get your fold on. For more information, it's foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait, it's 2 for $4. Got to double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Three NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
From now to August 31st, Planet Fitness is inviting all high school teams to come work out. You know what? For how much? How much money are they offering?
$10?
$0.
$0?
$0.
Not even
down.
$10.
Get out of here.
14 and 19, $0 down. They don't have to pay anything. Come in and have a good time. Enjoy all the amenities that Planet Fitness has. You don't have to have the black card. You don't have to pay $10 a month like your parents
Only
do.
$10?
Only $10 for your parents, but it's free for the kids, man. Come
the
out,
family.
enjoy it. It's been hot this summer. Why not be inside? Why not swim some laps in the pool? Why not get the workout in? Guys are 14. You want to come back to high school, 15. You want to get the eye of the girls? Got to get in the gym. You want to keep that mental down? You got to get in the gym. Have some fun. Shoot some hoops. Do something. Planet Fitness just wants you to come down, and it is free of charge. The Summertime Pass from Planet Fitness. Come join Planet Fitness. You're essential. Your fitness is essential.
I
so
caught
is
it.
win.
I
You
caught
did.
it.
You did catch that one.
That too.
I caught it. I got good hands.
You do. I do.
Good
You
hands
do.
are contagious.
They are.
Good hands are contagious.
We should spin that Ryan Armani makeout wheel.
Oh, man. So we can have a couple of those 60-plussers.
What do you say?
Oh, I'm in.
If it lands on the maze, you get to make out with Ryan Armani. What do you say?
Go for it. Got to be female.
All right. Maddie.
Just saying.
And it just got weird.
Maddie, spin the wheel to make out with Ryan Armani wheel.
And
Call
it just
Nicole.
got weird.
Call
spin
Nicole.
Spin
Make
the
sure
wheel.
it can happen.
Spin the wheel. If it lands on the maze, someone has to make out with Ryan Armani. Here we go.
Call Nicole. Make sure
Here
it's
it
okay.
comes. Here.
Oh, purple.
Sorry.
Darn. $20.
We're at Chili Peppers. Harrison Township.
Yes, here we are. Pistons tonight, big night for the franchise. It's nights like tonight that make the difference whether you're playing in April, May, and ultimately June, as is the case for so many people. There's so many dreams of doing that, and we here in Detroit have not had a playoff series win since 2008. That's 14 years, and who will be that guy tonight? Will there be a number of players tonight? We just don't know. We anticipate and we think Jaden Ivey is the knockdown, drag-out, clear-cut selection for the Pistons. If he is there, they take him. If he is not there, they're hoping he is there. First of all, do you guys believe that?
Yeah.
Do you believe it's Jaden Ivey and everybody else, or is it Keegan Murray? Is it Benedict Mathurin? You know, who is it? We think Ivey, but is it somebody else?
I don't ever think it's who you want. To be
I
honest.
agree. That's kind of why I'm thinking that.
I don't ever think it's who you want. I think this narrative has been put in our heads. Ryan Armani has been screaming Jaden Ivey probably since early March, maybe
since January.
Yeah, since January, especially February. I heard you say for sure.
Since Malik Willis.
I was at, but that's it's funny. That's actually where I was going. Is you just never. It's never who you think it's going to be. Thing two, basketball is very different, man. It's always going to be within two guys, but it's just never going to be two guys you think. In football, how many people did we name in football? How many places did we get to? Who was Brad Holmes going to draft? I mean, we went with Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, at one point we were talking Trayvon Walker. At one point we were talking Kayvon Thibodeau. At another point we were talking about Malik Willis. At another point we were talking about Sauce Gardner. And it's so many different names. I believe it's going to be somebody that we don't know. Some move is going to be made. I'm telling you, everybody thinks the top three are set in stone. Everybody thinks it's Ben Carbrough and then Smith and then Chet Holmgren, or reverse it, then Chet Holmgren and then Smith. And then here comes Jaden Ivey to whatever team's at that spot. I don't know. Who's to say Chet Holmgren won't fall to us? Who's to say Troy won't make a move to go get Chet Holmgren? I know Ryan doesn't like him. It reminds him of Sean Bradley, you as well.
No. I'm warm to Chet.
I warmed you up to him. I'm saying, like, that's a move. You add Chet Holmgren, a guy that is a much better defensive player than people think he is. Chet Holmgren defends the rim, and he's thin. The NBA game has gotten to where point he's much bigger than you think he is. He's tall. He's 7'1". He hit a growth spurt, which meant he started as a guard. He can can walk up the court with the ball, shoots the three at a 40% clip, can play with his back to the basket. I know I always say that. He's like a broken record, but I'm like guys that can do that. Who's to say Troy Weaver isn't going up to get him? Can you imagine Chet Holmgren with Cade, with Marvin Bagley, with Sadiq Bey? Can you imagine, and any other moves that they're going to potentially make? You like Livers coming off the bench this season.
I love Livers.
There's some moves.
I love him.
There's some moves, and that's why I said, Maz, I understand your frustration with yesterday, because if that's all it is, I'm frustrated too. But I think, and I got to give Troy some credit, I got to be patient with him. I think it's part of a bigger plan. Don't be surprised if they make a move in this draft and get a guy that you didn't think we could get, like a Banchero or like a Chet Holmgren.
How about Bo Cruz?
He'd be nice.
Shout out to
Herman
Hustle.
Gaucho.
Hustle.
I will say this, though. If the Detroit Pistons had the number 1 pick, do you think they would take Chet over Jabari Smith, who is a huge foul? I believe the Orlando Magic said they are going to take Jabari Smith at number 1 overall.
They're not going to take Jaden Ivey?
No, they're not.
The tough thing about taking Chet over Jabari is the fact that Jabari is a house. He is a unit. He is 6'10".
Can shoot.
He is 240. Like, you don't say 6'10", 260 anymore. You don't say those numbers anymore. He's 6'10", he's 260, can shoot. The top of the key, first of all, top of the key, he doesn't miss. Top of the key, he doesn't miss at all. 3-point line, he's shooting around 39.5% from clip. And he can get to the hole. He can slash. Plays very fluidly in a game in which you got to have some fluidity. So I understand that. Like, if we're number 1, you can't take anybody but him.
Let me ask you this. Go back, just for fun.
Although Banchero did beat Jabari Smith in Vegas earlier
Just for
season.
this. Jabari Smith and Cade Cunningham were available. Who are you taking?
Cade.
Jabari.
Okay.
Taking Jabari. Because, once again, I talked about it yesterday on the show. Cade Cunningham won me over during the season. Cade Cunningham won me over. Shout out to Adam Badu. Adam, I'll tell you why. Shout out later. Cade won me over during the season. Now, by halfway through not even more than that, after about the first 20 games he played in, I said, we got something special. I said, Troy Weaver and the Pistons got it right with this pick, and he got better and better and better and better and better, Ryan, as the season went along. But going into the draft last year, wasn't sold on him, wasn't happy we had the number 1 pick in that draft. And then Jabari Smith, I would have took him hands down. Wouldn't have had to think about it. Here's what
I want to say about Cade Cunningham, too. Guy is flat out it. Whatever it is.
But did you think he was it at the time of the draft, or did he make you believe he was it?
I thought he was the clear-cut number 1 overall pick last year. Just in knowing the Pistons were so bad, I started paying attention to college basketball a little bit.
True.
And who is the top player? Watch Oklahoma State more than a few times and saw his dominance and thought he could be a good player. Did I think he could be a great player? I don't know. I and our good friend Pistons Talk, Anthony Colombo, has called me out on this respectfully, just disagreed with me. And I do think Cade Cunningham can be a Jason Tatum-type player. Now, he does not like that comparison, and that's fine. That's what sports opinions are.
Good, because he can't close.
Well, fine. But I think that
he's agreeing with you.
I think that Cade Cunningham has the ability to attract. I think people want to play with Cade Cunningham.
Like Kevin Durant.
Look, we can make fun of that all we want, but I didn't
make fun of it because when I watched that game, I saw Kevin Durant loving him.
I don't see Kevin. I watch
DeMar
a lot
DeRozan
of NBA.
Gave him love.
I watch a lot of NBA.
Yeah. Me too.
I don't see too many veteran players of the stature of Kevin Durant going overboard to talk about the young players on the other team.
Me too, bud.
He has given Cade Cunningham incredible just due. He has given Cade Cunningham, he has propped him up and talked glowingly about this guy. I love that Cade Cunningham has that it factor. Many people believe, if you believe what you read, Mark Stein of the Stein line is one of those guys. Mark Stein says DeAndre Ayton would love to be a 1-2 punch with Cade Cunningham. That's the type of player you need at number 1. That's the type of player you need on your team. Somebody that wants to somebody that attracts others. That's how you win.
Every star that played against Cade last year that they did interviews with about Cade after the games, obviously typically usually here, they had nothing but glowing things to say about Cade. Whether it was DeMar DeRozan, whether it was Bradley Beal, whether it was a guy named John Wall who wasn't even playing, who was on the bench. Everybody had something to say about Cade to the tune of what you were saying. This guy is it. This guy has a future. This guy can do this. This guy can do that. He's on this end. He's on that end. Plays the same on both ends. And the key that drew me into Cade, Stick, come on in on this one. The key that drew me in, his leadership. Guys don't come in this young and are ready to lead right away.
Yeah, not only that, it's that quiet leadership, that confident. He doesn't have to tell you he's the leader. You just know when he walks in and he's the leader. Sorry about this. But back to yesterday when the Jeremy Grant trade went down, I know you guys thought I was joking in the group chat. This could be a play for KD. We now have enough money to go get KD, and if he loves Cade like he does, KD in a Pistons uniform, hot take, it's happening, baby. Let's go Pistons.
Hey, if Kyrie Irving goes to the Lakers, if Kyrie Irving leaves, I think KD is leaving Brooklyn.
Because I think it's the play. It's the play, right? He doesn't have to. See, if Kyrie makes this move, which is not opt-in for the $37 million, thinks he's worth more than that, which he only plays 5 games a year. I don't know how you could think that. But if he opts out, or if he opts out, he goes to L.A. He takes the $6 million. Now KD's there by himself. KD doesn't have to justify being there by himself. He can say, look, everybody's gone. I came here for Kyrie. What do you guys want me to do? I know I got 3 years left on my deal, but, is it okay if I get the hell out of here?
Guys, going to take a break. Come right back. When we do, we're talking college football with our guy, big game boomer, John Whitaker, going to join us. So we'll hit on the latest news today. Arch Manning commits to the University of Texas. Plus, he has Michigan State and Michigan in an interesting ranking. You'll see. You might be surprised by that.
And then back to the Pistons.
And then back to the Pistons.
Right back.
Guys, but first I want to tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Get your name there on the list. We are also going to be broadcasting live out at Les Stanford on Michigan Avenue in the great city of Dearborn on July 27th. That's when the new Corvette Z06 hits the showroom there on display for everybody to come check out. Come on out, LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Find new roads. Find them.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Hey, Scott from Woodward Bets. Hey, what a run we've been on lately. Man, I've been handing you guys fun coupons the last 8 out of 9 days in a row. Hey, we're going to get back to that winner here in a second. First, you guys got to make sure you join us today at 4:30 over at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. We're going to talk some NBA draft and some bets and all that kind of fun stuff, of course. And then also, you guys got to make sure you get over to that App Store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and you can even track your bets right in the palm of your hand. Hey, you would know I've been absolutely on fire. But hey, let's get back to that best bet for here tonight. I'm going to roll with the under in this Baltimore and White Sox game. Both pitchers have been pitching pretty well. I think under 9 looks like a winner to me. Oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
It's Alta! Our friends at Alta Equipment know when it comes to getting your job completed, on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names of constructions, including Volvo, Leeboy, Senboygen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with the industry and the leading service and support. Alta Equipment services all makes and models. Their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project coming up? Well, Alta rents and has you covered. The most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. There is nothing your project can throw at them that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters. Alta.
Quick question. Is it Volvo or Volvo?
I say Volvo.
I say Volvo.
Because I say Volvo, too.
I say Volvo.
Yeah, I've always wondered.
I'll roll with you any day, Brett.
I roll with Maz any day, so yeah.
All right, very good.
All right.
Guys, we are going to be talking college football now with John Whitaker, better known on social media, Big Game Boomer.
He's the boomer.
He is 24/7 college sports talk online, and I believe
He broke my balls last week.
Well, your balls deserve to be broken, Maz. Last week, each and every day. I believe John had the top 100 college football players of all time. Is that the list we saw? Braylon, number 63.
He had a receiver list. He had a receiver list as well.
Look at that.
He's always showing love, so Big Game Boomer. Glad to have him on, man. I'm
Boomer,
excited.
how you doing, my friend?
Good. How y'all doing?
Doing
real
great.
good.
Thanks so much for the time. First, I gotta hit you with this right off the gate. Before we booked you, we didn't realize that there was going to be news breaking today. But news broke today. Arch Manning, the number one player in 2023, decides on Texas over Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Clemson.
Yeah, no, that's surprising. I mean, you've got Quinn Ewers there right now at Texas. It surprised me. I thought he was for sure going to go to Bama or Georgia. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if Texas goes like 5-7 this year, if he stays committed to Texas. Because it's still early. We're still early in the recruiting game. I mean, we've got a long way to go. I mean, guys decommit all the time.
Right. Big Game Boomer, read your tweet. I see that you prefer Quinn Ewers over Arch Manning. Obviously, you should. He's in college. But at the same time, is it a way where you can look at it and say, hey, Quinn Ewers, he went to Ohio State, and it didn't work out there. He left, went to Texas. Is that something that Arch Manning and his father, Cooper, and his uncles and his grandfather are looking at? Well, this guy couldn't get it done in Ohio State. I believe in myself. I believe in you. Let's go down to Texas and get this W.
Possibly. I mean, that could very well be the case. I mean, he's Manning. That's his last name.
Yeah.
I'm just with the deal with Manning. I mean, I don't know how good the kid is. I feel like the pressure that this kid is on he's under more pressure now than any recruit I think I've ever seen. Maybe what was it, Casey Clausen? He was the last guy I remember being just like highly recruited.
Jimmy.
Jimmy Clausen.
His brother was. I played against Casey, and it was Citrus Bowl.
Casey at Tennessee. Yeah.
We got whooped.
Yeah. Jimmy's the guy I'm talking about. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting, 8 months until signing day. See what happens.
John Whitaker joins us, Big Game Boomer. You catch him on Twitter. Great follow if you love college football. You got some great stuff up there, and, of course, we use it here on Woodward Sports. I wanted to talk to you about your top 50 college football teams you put out the other day entering the season. I know it's very early and all, but you have Michigan State, I think, at either 7 or 8, and you got Michigan, I think, at 17 or 18. And, of course, I just put a comment in. I'm like, why you got Michigan State over Michigan? And then you give me the old comment of, why? Well, Sparty beats Michigan almost every year. Why the hell not? And then, of course, all our Sparty fans who love us dearly here on our show, right? Of course, laugh in and hit us up, of course. And then I write in, well, we're a 9-point favorite already. I know it's only June, but we're a 9-point favorite at the Big House. We made it to the playoff last year. Yeah, we lost Aiden Hutchinson, David Ajabo. We lost our running back, Haskins. But we got a hell of a team coming back, Michigan does. And I don't know. I disagree with you there, John.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. Michigan wins the Big Ten last year, goes to the college football playoff. But with the deal with Harbaugh kind of flirting with the NFL and losing the coordinators, it feels like Michigan State has the momentum right now in the state with Mel Tucker doing everything in recruiting nationally. And, I don't know about this Michigan team. Yes, they were solid last year, proved everyone wrong, proved me wrong. But, with quarterback, I think Cade McNamara and McCarthy, I think they're going to go into the season probably both playing time. I don't think that Harbaugh is going to make a decision, right before the season. And then also I'm worried about, Hassan Haskins. He was kind of the bell cow of the Michigan running game, and I love Corum. I think Corum is a great player. I just don't know if he's physical enough to, run through the trenches in some of these Big Ten defenses. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm also worried about receivers. at Michigan. I mean, Ronnie Bell's coming back after that ACL injury, and other than that, I don't know really who their other options are. So they may struggle offensively, and then of course defense. You lost some just all-time great players. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. There's a lot to see, a lot to play out. But one thing about Michigan, they have maybe the easiest non-conference schedule in the country. I mean, so they should get their guys warmed up and ready to go before Big Ten play starts.
So I will be very kind to Big Game Boomer because he's always been very kind to me. He put me on 2 lists that I appreciate greatly. I know he did his research on those lists, so I know he does research. I would just rephrase it this way. I don't necessarily mind that you have a Michigan State above Michigan. Now, do I believe Michigan is better than Michigan State? Hell yeah. We had our own Brian Masalam from the locker room on Woodward Sports Network. He also said he was very interested to see what Michigan State could be this year. You look at Michigan this year, their offense is going to be phenomenal. They had the best offensive line in the country. They lose Steuben, they lose their center. Guess what? They bring in another guy that was up for the Remington, the Oliver team out of Virginia. You're talking about Ronnie Bell coming back. Ronnie Bell showed you in game 1 that he was going to be about the second to third best wide receiver in the conference. But guess what? He's back now, fully recovered. I had ACL, tore it, came back in 9 months, started that season. He's had more than 9 months. He's going to have 12 by the time he's starting this season. You have Andrew Anthony, the new number 1. I know that jersey well. And then you have Donovan Edwards. Donovan Edwards is a guy that Ryan Armani, myself, we believe he could be up for the Heisman in 2 years. You see him running. You see him catching. Hell, he's one of the best wide receivers in the Big Ten. You saw the game against Rutgers. So on the defensive side, you got some guys that came back, including Chris Jenkins and Taylor Upshaw. And then Mike Morris is a guy that they believe in. So Michigan's going to be fine. And then you hit the nail on the head. Schedule is a very easy one early on, so I'm not worried about that. Why is Michigan so low will be my big question, because Michigan State at 7, and they have a ton of question marks. Michigan State at 18, I don't mind that you have Michigan State ahead, but not that much of a difference. 11 spots. Come on, Big Game Boomer, talk to me.
Yeah. Michigan, 18, it's still respectable. The teams I've gotten in front of them.
Not after playing in the playoffs.
Maybe if they could, maybe they should be higher than Fresno State or OU or Notre Dame. I don't know. I got weird vibes about Michigan and just the whole deal with Harbaugh and the NFL, and it seems kind of shaky up there. And I'm not up there, but it seems like Mel Tucker has the momentum in that state right now. They got to improve their passing defense because it was just atrocious, but I like Peyton Thorne. I like Jaden Reed. Tucker's been killing it in the transfer portal. So I don't know. If those two teams played right now, I think I'd just flip a coin and see who would win, because I think they'd be neck and neck with each other.
Tuck coming.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Tuck coming.
Yeah, I love how Wake Forest, Yale, and Baylor round out the top 10.
Come on, Boomer. You got Harvard ahead of us.
Here's a real question. What type of research goes into the list you do? Because you're very research, you're very dialed in. I look at some of these research from the top wide receivers to the top tight end coach to the top schools in this era to the top these. You do a ton of research, man. How long does it take you to put these lists together?
Man, it really just depends on the list. Like if I'm ranking players and coaches, I spend quite a bit of time in the evenings after I get my kid down putting these lists together. Like for coaching, I look at recruiting, who they've developed, guys that are currently in the league, stuff like that. And it's cool because, like, I'll post these lists and you'll see them on, like, Sports Illustrated or USA Today, and then I've got coaches thanking me and players' parents thanking me. So I spend a lot of time on those lists and, the rankings as well. But then, like, when I do stuff like the Big Brother or Little Brother in every state, some fun stuff like that, I always take a few shots at a couple schools just to have a little bit of fun.
Last thing, I looked at the wide receivers list, and I think I just tweeted you at it probably about 30 or 40 minutes before we
Yes, you did.
We went on. You got to do the research on Eric Campbell. I know he's at Bowling Green State right now, University. I know he hasn't had a big dog, and they actually had a really good wide receiver a year ago, and I think he transferred to Texas A&M. He transferred down south. But look at the guys that he's had in his history. I guarantee you'll move him on that list, and you'll move him up there.
He was your boy.
He was your boy, wasn't he? He had me, Jason Avant, Steve Breston, Amani Toomer. Boomer, Mercury Hayes, Dave Terrell, Derek Alexander, and the list goes on. But, yeah, no, he was a hell of a coach. He's just stuck in a very bad situation down there in Bowling Green State. Hard to get recruits in nowadays, especially with the NIL being able to transfer portal. It's tough down there in Bowling Green State.
Urban Meyer did say no on returning to Bowling Green, too, by the way. That was that was a question. Hey, Boomer, before we let you go, first of all, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it. Is there one team out there right now that could be a dark horse college football playoff team, like Cincinnati was last year? Is there a team like that you think could be that team?
Number 11 on his list.
I've been saying it all off season. NC State.
Whoa! Even with Aquano departure?
Yes.
NC State.
Buy their stock before it goes up.
My man Michael Olway would love that. That's Michael Olway. He loves the pack.
NC State. Hey, Big Game Boomer, thanks so much. We certainly appreciate it, man. We love your stuff on social media. We use it a lot for topics here as well. Doing great work there and keeping us busy in the summer months as well.
We need a redo now. We need a redo, okay?
Yeah, all right. That sounds good.
Squeak us up to 13, man. I don't believe in Clemson.
All right. Thanks so much. Guys, we're going to get back into the NBA next. Emmanuel Acho had an interesting thought on Steph versus KD. I want to get to that, and then we'll get into the Pistons as well, how it relates to the NBA draft tonight. Who will be that pick at number 5? Will the Pistons pick at 5? Many questions, not so many answers right now, but we're having some fun at Chili Peppers Tanning in Harrison Township. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. As you know, we broadcast our show and this network at the headquarters of Lady Jane's, world headquarters, 15 in Woodward in the great city of Birmingham. King's Treatment Precision Haircuts, that's the place to be. Over 100 locations nationwide, many of them locally in the Metro Detroit area. All you got to do, walk in, sign in, sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee! That's right. Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
OddsTrader.com, the number one site for all your game day bets. Begin your handicapping journey at OddsTrader.com for play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking. Download OddsTrader from the App Store today for the best price on every game and sign up and offers for multiple sports books. Go see the games you want to see, the teams you want to see, the players you want to bet on. Go to OddsTrader.com.
I don't know how fondly Kevin Durant is being looked at right now in terms of what type of player. Look, he's one of the greatest players.
He's damned if he does it. He's damned if he doesn't.
I don't know why people bring it up.
It's, oh, my God, I can't believe he left OKC to go and join this team. Oh, I can't believe he left the Golden State Warriors to go over here. He's damned if he does. He's damned if he doesn't.
Charles Barkley called him out earlier this week, and on the Fox Speak for Yourself show, Emmanuel Acho did a comparison. Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, who essentially is the better player in the NBA and for their respective teams. Here's what he had to say. Take a listen. Okay, so it's really hard to do without hearing Acho, and we apologize about that audio problem. But what Emmanuel Acho was essentially saying was this. Steph Curry basically helped turn Draymond Green and Klay Thompson into first-ballot Hall of Famers.
He got Harrison Barnes $100 million.
Exactly. He has made everybody around him better. He has changed the course of so many people's lives.
Got KD 2 rings.
Kevin Durant essentially has not benefited any of his teammates. Russell Westbrook was an MVP after Kevin Durant left. James Harden was an MVP, not with Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving won a championship without Kevin Durant. He has basically not done anything for his teammates, nor makes his teammates better. That's Emmanuel Acho saying that, not Ryan Armani. That's the audio that we missed there. But it brought up a significant discussion about where KD stands. And Charles Barkley is one of his biggest critics. But I do think there are now chirps about where, KD is in this era, too, because LeBron's got the championships. Steph has the championships. Of course, KD has two. But where KD kind of lives in this area right now, in this space, in this era, where that exactly happens to be Kevin Durant. So I found this list, actually, too. I found this list, one more list. There are 3 – this is what I did earlier this morning. This is what I did earlier this morning. There are 3 players in the history of the NBA to win multiple championships without – hear me out now. 3 NBA players all time to win multiple championships without a top 75 teammate. Kobe Bryant, he won 2 without Shaq. Tim Duncan, and Steph Curry. Steph is just on these lists of...
Now, Tim Duncan, he's on this list?
Yes. Multiple championships without, I think he won
David
1
Robinson?
with David Robinson, but he won 4 more without him.
Tony Parker's not on that list?
No, he's not.
Milo's not on that list?
No, he's not.
Tony Parker is...
Robert Horry?
Tony Parker's got screwed on that list because Tony Parker is, to me, probably the 4th best playoff point guard of all time. And he's a damn good regular season point guard as well. But to your point, yeah, you're right on the list.
Either way, and then Kobe, of course, won with Shaq, but he won 2 without Shaq. You got to keep that in mind. And Lamar Odom wasn't on that list.
Yeah, but Paul Gasol
is not on that list.
Paul Gasol is the best forward in the game at the time.
Well, nobody wins championships by themselves.
This is true.
But, you just got to think. So your thoughts on what Acho said first?
I wish we could really have the audio because it was very well eloquent. Like he said it so well. Like it was really good. He basically talks about how he's turned Harrison Barnes into a $100 million player. He's turned Draymond Green into a first ballot Hall of Famer. Same thing with Klay Thompson. He's made Steve Kerr the 3rd winningest person as it relates to the NBA as player or coach. And he's only behind Phil Jackson and Bill Russell. Bill Russell, Phil Jackson, etc. Then he says KD made no one better. I think there's a lot of blame on KD, which is unfair. Is it unfair that Russell Westbrook didn't want to work on his game? He just wanted to slash and go to the hole, not work on free throws. Is it unfair that James Harden chose to leave after 4 years and then go get the bag and consistently get the bag with Houston? Is it his fault that he was persuaded to come to the Brooklyn Nets, and then James Harden decided he doesn't want to be there because Kyrie decided he doesn't want to go through the vaccination mandate, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel like a lot of that's poor place. To answer the question, KD was the best player on that Golden State Warriors team. Without KD, they don't win that ring in 17. They don't win that ring in 18. I think KD gets a lot of blame. I think Steph gets sometimes too much credit because where's the credit for Steve Kerr? Because they had essentially those pieces put together with Mark Johnson, and they weren't winning rings. Steve Kerr came there, and he helped continue to change the culture there. He helped continue to add little nuances, little pieces. And another thing they said Andre Iguodala was over the hill. That's what they said. They said he brought him back into the flow, got him a Finals MVP. Andre Iguodala was still making $130 million at the time that he came to the Golden State Warriors.
See if this works. I'm going to try to play it this way.
Think about this, America. Think about this, Shady. What has Kevin Durant done for any basketball player that they couldn't have done for themselves, as opposed to what has Steph Curry done for basketball players that they couldn't have done for themselves? I'll start with Steph Curry. Steph Curry made Draymond Green, Klay Thompson first ballot Hall of Famers. Steph Curry got Harrison Barnes a $100 million deal. Steph Curry got Kevin Durant 2 finals trophies. I'm not talking about the MVPs. Obviously, Kevin Durant did that for himself. Steph Curry made Steve Kerr the 3rd winningest person associated with basketball in the history of the Basketball Association, behind only Phil Jackson and Bill Russell. Think about what Steph Curry did for Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala was over the hill past his prime, but Andre Iguodala becomes a finals MVP. Let's talk right now about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins goes from being a top 5 bust of the modern generation to a top 5 two-way player. Think about what Steph Curry has done for everybody, but think about what Kevin Durant has done for people. Kevin Durant hasn't done anything for somebody they couldn't have done for themselves. Kyrie Irving got a ring, wasn't with KD. James Harden got a league MVP. Russell Westbrook, league MVP, wasn't with KD. KD hasn't actually done anything to enhance anybody's greatness. When you want to talk about all-time greats, it's how great can you make those around you. Steph Curry has cemented his passing of Kevin Durant on the all-time list, not just because Steph Curry is great, but slick because Steph Curry has made everybody around him greater.
Yeah, I disagree because I don't think that I don't believe Steph Curry has necessarily stepped into that leadership role for the first 8 to 10 years of his career. So all this extra credit that you give him, did he get Harrison Barnes $100 million? Or is it playing on a team that was very advanced in terms of shooting 3-ball like no other? Understanding that you can shoot 43s a night and still win. That understanding you can shoot 43s a night and beat the rest of the team. Nobody can catch up to you. Did he get Andre Iguodala paid, or did Andre Iguodala get himself paid when he went from Philly to Denver Nuggets and then came over there and signed? Did he make Andrew Bogut better? Did he make – so Steph Curry is definitely one of the greatest players of all time. Obviously, he finally got his first finals MVP. I believe he's the best shooter of all time. I believe he's definitely in the conversation of the top 11 players or so. But KD's right there as well. If you had your choice, and I'm not asking you because you don't count because I know what your answer is.
Thank you.
If you had your choice, healthy Ryan, healthy KD, prime healthy KD, prime healthy Steph, who are you taking to build a franchise around?
No question. You'd have to take
KD.
Kevin Durant.
Thank
You'd
you.
have to. I will say this, though, that the talent isn't everything. Talent isn't everything. There are intangibles in sports, I think, that every team needs. People want to be led, I think, in life.
And neither one of those guys are leaders. They work damn hard, but neither one are leaders.
Steph's not a leader?
He's a leader in terms of he does things the right way. He works hard, but I don't see them before this year. Before this season, I never heard him getting credit for being a great leader. I heard him being silent. He's a silent leader. Who else do they call a silent leader? KD. Now, you want to talk about things that you can't see. They're really almost essentially very similar individuals because they force people to work because of how hard they work. All KD does all offseason, he's in that gym, which makes you a guy like Russell Westbrook, damn, I want to get paid. Damn, I want to get the notoriety he gets. So where are you? You're in the gym all season. Same with James Harden. Same with Kyrie Irving. Same everywhere he went. When they got there together, Steph and KD together, I guarantee you those summertime workouts were freaking insane, which brought everybody up. Yeah, please.
KD, I'm a huge fan of this. Kyrie and LeBron, you could put them on a boat and send them out to the sea.
Right.
I don't care. I love KD and Steph. I wish KD stayed on the Warriors and won 8 championships. That's the only thing I'm sad about.
But then we would have had
I don't want to hear everyone else say, oh, he's only winning because he's there.
Yeah,
he's
I
winning
agree.
because it's a great team.
I agree, but
they all buy in.
I agree, but KD had to leave that team. KD had to leave that team because if he stays on that team, one, they're unstoppable. Nobody would have beat them, including the Raptors because everybody got injured, including the Cavs with Draymond missing the game, and then Andrew Bogut would have got injured. Nobody would have beat them. And then it would have been looked at in his whole career, his whole journey. He came to Golden State, and then he fleeced a bunch of championships.
That's what people are saying now.
No, but I'm saying I agree. And that's why he had to leave. He had to leave and go get it for himself. Because if they didn't, this was the conversation that he was trying to avoid. And now that Steph has gone and done it again without KD, that's why we're bringing it all back up.
I think you hammer hit nail because that's exactly kind of what Barkley was saying with those old guys.
I think he outthunk himself.
Now listen, and I'm way over for a break. I got to get this. One of the things I appreciate about Emmanuel Acho is you could have a take like that, back it up. He came with facts.
Yeah.
You know, he did. He did. He made an argument, and whether you agree with the argument or not,
you have to appreciate it.
You got to appreciate the argument because, I mean, A, B, C, D, and E.
Yeah.
But if he stayed in Golden State, no one's talking.
But no, they're talking, but what they're saying is it doesn't count.
Right.
That's what you're going to continue.
How about the Celtics?
Yeah, I think you're right, Braylon.
So Bill Russell is a fraud?
Different game, man. There's like
don't
eight,
matter.
There's like
He's
eight
won
teams back then.
He's won 11 championships.
But it's different. They built that.
Did you kill Bill Walsh?
They drafted John Havlicek. They drafted Bob Cousy. They drafted Bill Russell. They drafted Sam Jones. The fact that I can know all these names, and that was pretty good,
That's
by the way.
great NBA history.
Hey,
They drafted all those guys.
by the way, before we get to a break, shout out to our friends from Legacy
Legacy
Partners.
Partners.
Legacy is here in the house as well. Way to go, Legacy. We certainly appreciate you guys
Tommy,
coming
Jim,
on.
Alex, Claire.
Absolutely.
Joey
We love
Graham.
it. Look at that. Guys, we're going to take a break. Come right back. Pistons NBA draft. Who you got and what you're looking for tonight. Where about these local kids? Max Christie, will he drop or get pushed into the first round? The first message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
What more do you want? Where's my chili pepper girls?
You got to bring them over.
Come on, Chili Pepper girls.
Where's my
Come
chili
on
pepper
over.
girls?
Putting them
Look
on.
at this.
Here they come.
Come
Get
on
behind
over
me.
here.
We gotta
Talk
get
about
behind Maz.
Come on
behind.
over here.
Yeah, we got to get behind Maz.
We're out here. This is the 27th
Look at that.
opening
This is
of
my
Chili
commercial.
Peppers Tanning. We're out in Harrison
Duck
Township.
down. This is my commercial.
Look
This
at
is
that.
it. We are at our 27th location today, right here in Boattown, USA, Harrison Township, right across from Legacy, as a matter of fact.
Joey's
Here we are.
gonna interview these ladies after the break.
We are, but
Yep.
we are at the Pepper. Make sure you join the Pepper Club because they will beat all competitors by at least $5. Unlimited tanning. Check them out. They are your vitamin D headquarters. For more information, chilipepperstanning.com. Joey with the interview right after this on Woodward Sports.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Maz for Big Boy. Before we get it out to Joey and the girls, the buffet is back at the Locating Big Boy participating locations every weekend between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Go get your eat on. How about that? Don't forget to try the classics like the Slim Jim. How about the Dolly Chicken Sandwich and, of course, the classic Big Boy Sandwich. How about it? To find your nearest location at bigboy.com.
Boy.
Big boy.
We are live at Chili Peppers Tanning, their 27th location here. Gonna send it back to Joey with the ladies.
Hey, Joey.
Joey.
With the ladies here. This is Shelby right here who, could we just call you the spokeswoman for Chili Peppers Tanning? Is that what we call her?
Man, the hype man.
The hype woman of Chili Peppers Tanning. Right here, Shelby. Honestly, she doesn't even want me to interview her because this is what she's made to do. So go ahead, take it from here. Tell us where we are, what's going on in Boattown, USA.
So we are in Harrison Township on South River Road. This is our grand opening of our 27th location.
Yes! Woo-hoo! Yeah!
So obviously we got some deals going on for you guys. We have free tanning in levels 1 through 3. And then we have free, completely free. Like you don't have to give us anything.
Whoa!
And then we have 50% off all of our products. And then you can join our Pepper Club, pay for 3 months, get your 4th month completely free. So again, we got a lot of free stuff going on. We got free samples, goodies. Yeah, ooh-wee. Come out and see us and celebrate our locations.
Congratulations, ladies. We certainly appreciate you guys having us out.
That's
again,
a good time, man.
Look at that. Free tanning 1, 2, and 3, those levels. And then, of course, Matt says it every day. You got to join the Pepper Club, right?
Man.
Absolutely,
That's right. Thanks so much, ladies, for having us
Appreciate
out.
you, ladies.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Again, here in Harrison Township.
All I got to say is
27th
wow.
location. Ooh, wee!
Man, between my natural skin color and that golf course, it looks like I've been killing Chili Peppers Tan Salon right about now.
That's
what's up. Darkness right there.
Guys, coming up on 8 o'clock tonight, it's the NBA draft. I want to talk once again about these local guys. I think Max Christie, Moussa Diabate, and, of course, Caleb Houston are really intriguing prospects. Look, Diabate is nowhere near a mock draft anywhere, and we can certainly hope the best for him. Max Christie, we had Tim McCormick on earlier in the show saying, look out for Max Christie, man. Could potentially be a steal of the draft. You're looking for talent, and don't judge Max Christie based on his freshman year at Michigan State, because Tom Izzo's system is really hard for freshmen to grasp.
And you know what? It's something to be said about that, because I talked about O.J. Mayo earlier in the week. O.J. Mayo was forced to go to college because of the LeBron rule. 2004, he goes to USC for 1 year. He just kind of puxed around. He kind of puxed around, and he was waiting to get to the NBA draft. Then he's still a lottery pick, gets drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies, and starts to have a good career. And obviously other things and other factors play a role. But Max Christie might just be a guy that said, look, man, he got to college. Izzo system's too hard. You know, I don't want to be here in college. I only want to do 1 year anyway. It seems like Izzo kind of forces guys to do 2 years and 3 years and 4 years and play out. And Max Christie says, I'm not here for that. Guys have been training. Maz shows a video yesterday, and it was this 8-year-old kid on a treadmill. And this kid had his father on a treadmill. I mean, the father had the kid on the treadmill. He's 8 years old, Ryan. He's making him run at 18 miles per hour. So think of that. This kid's 8 years old now.
Crazy.
That's 10 years from 18, which Max Christie is now. Imagine working like that for those 10 years, then going to college for a year. That's 11 years that you have been working in a space to get to your ultimate goal, which Max Christie is the NBA. You don't want to play in college anymore. You're done. You're over it. You're tired of college. So, to be honest, I can see him potentially being better, much better in the NBA than he was this 1 year snapshot that we saw at Michigan State. And maybe he's just over it. Maybe he's bored. Maybe he's ready to get in somebody's NBA system. Because the difference with somebody's NBA system, Maz, is they're not going to try to be saving him for his sophomore year or saving him for his junior year or trying to play him a little bit at a time and this, that, and the third. In the NBA, a team is going to draft him that fits his skill, and they're going to mold around him, or the G League, or they're going to put him there or summer camp. They're going to draft the guy in Max Christie and throw him in a system that works for him so he can get out fast.
Who did the Warriors wind up grabbing a couple of years ago out of Michigan?
Jordan Poole.
He just wound up in a perfect situation.
What did everybody say about Jordan Poole? What did everybody say about Jordan Poole? They said, I would have came back. If I was Jordan Poole, I would have came back. Now, he still showed flashes, much like Max Christie showed flashes. Jordan Poole just had that one shiny moment where he hits the half quarter to beat Houston, and so you know his name a little bit more. But you hit the nail on the head with that pick.
Someone said Max Christie, Benjamin Foe, Max Christie is going undrafted, LOL.
I think so, too, but
I don't think so.
I think Max Christie could get into the first round.
Tim McCormick called it.
Yeah, let me say this, too.
Second round is undrafted, right?
You still make money. Make money.
Ask Draymond Green.
Okay. I shut up.
Jimmy King.
This is going to be unpopular with Michigan fans, but I think if you take the three local guys, Diabate, Houston, and Christie, I think Christie is by far the
best upside,
best talent.
Yeah.
Best talent, most talented kid of those three. And I think he somehow, some way finds himself as a first-round pick tonight.
I agree with you, and the reason why I do is because when you look at Max Christie, at times, very few times, but at times, you saw what Tom Izzo saw in him in high school. You see what NBA scouts potentially think. You see a guy that can shoot. You see a guy that can dish. You see a guy that can facilitate. You also see a guy that can get to the rack. You saw that. You saw an NBA game. When I watched Moussa Diabate, I didn't see a guy that was comfortable. I didn't see a guy that was comfortable. I didn't see a guy that could create. I didn't see a guy that could shoot. Like, I didn't see an NBA player right now. I saw a guy that maybe needed another year under Juwan Howard, maybe needed another year under Howard Isley, maybe needed that other year. When I saw Caleb Houston, I saw a guy that start to make a little bit of sense later on in the year, around March, right before the Big Ten tournament. Right before the NCAA tournament, and then it was very inconsistent. So if I'm ranking them, I think Max Christie, to your point, Ryan, is number one. I think Caleb Houston will be number 2, and then I think Musa Diabate needs some more work to be number 3.
I want to get into some NFL quickly in the next segment if I could. Again, we're way over on breaks and all that stuff, but it is what it is. I've not followed the clock today.
We're on location. Who cares?
We are on location. Doesn't matter. Sean McVay had an interesting conversation with Mike Silver about the Jared Goff trade and things he would have done differently. I want to play that audio for you next. I want to do one football topic next. We'll do it. Armani and Edwards. But first, a message from Centron.
Summer of Centron is here, and that means they are now in select Krogers. Go to CentronWorld.com and find out which Kroger locations these are. Talking about the Centron energy drink. Cranberry, oh my God, it is to my delight. It's the one I go for. But they also have the classic flavor, and they also have the sugar-free classic flavor. You're trying to watch out for the sugar rush. Hey, man, guess what? They're partners with the Detroit Pistons, who draft tonight at number 5. Partners with the Detroit Red Wings, who had Morris Sider as the Rookie of the Year, and then partners with the Detroit Tigers. That's all I got to say about that. Centron, drink it, love it, be here for the memories.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Little football, if we could, gang. We are here at
I know that sport.
Hey, gang.
We are here at Chili Peppers Tanning, their 27th location here, Harrison Township, South River Road, and Bridgeview. We're out here. Plenty of great deals, incredible deals
Free.
out here, including free tanning.
Can't beat
that's
that.
a deal. You cannot beat that. Earlier this week, Sean McVay, Super Bowl winning head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, told Mike Silver that he should have handled the Jared Goff trade situation.
You think?
Better. I want to play a little bit of that audio for you, and then I'm going to ask you, Braylon, is it easier to make these statements after, of course, winning
Yes.
a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Here you go.
I would never want anything to be misunderstood about my appreciation, my respect for Jared. Was it a tough decision? Yes. Were there some things that I could have handled better in terms of the clarity provided for him? No doubt. If I had it over again, what I would do is, before I had even gone to Cabo, when there was a possibility of, all right, if Matthew Stafford's available or if there's other quarterbacks available, that would be something that we would explore. You sit down with him, you look him in the eye, you tell him that, instead of calling him and setting up a meeting where that was my intention when I got back from Cabo. I regret it. I will not make those same mistakes again. And I think the thing that shows what a stud and what a class act he really is one of the best text messages I got after the Super Bowl was from Jared Goff.
Wow. So there you go, open mic. That's Sean McVay with Mike Silver. Braylon, that's real easy to say. I mean, good for him for saying that. It's real easy to say when you won the Super Bowl. Yeah, I wish I would have done this differently, but when you did it right, because ultimately Matt Stafford won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, of course he's going to say that.
I disagree. I disagree. And the reason why I disagree is this. If you don't win and everything works out, it's, in terms of him having a good year, him being a quarterback, look like he could potentially win the Super Bowl. If you don't win, then it makes you kind of just think about everything in its entirety. And now you're thinking back, and you know what? I wish I would have done this differently. Like, I wish I would have taken care of Jared's feelings. I wish I would have appreciated him as one of my players. Sometimes people look up to him as a father figure or just whatever the system may be. I think it's easier to do it when you lose. I think when you win, who gives a F about what happened? So what if you didn't feel like that was the best way to do it? So what if people have talked about your infamous Cabo trip and what it was and it was a surprise and blah, blah, blah. If you win, everybody else can kiss your ass.
Right.
So the fact that you won, in fact that you guys are doubling back, because guess what? You pay Matt Stafford, you pay Cooper Kupp, you pay Bobby Wagner, you pay Allen Robinson, you pay Aaron Donald. How could I forget his name? You paid all those guys, and now you're after it again. You got the ring. Now is the time for guys to be arrogant. Now is the time for guys to be stuck up. Now it's time for guys to be like, oh, man, I have to talk about this. It's over. We won. So the fact that he talks about this a couple of different times, this isn't the first time since the Super Bowl win that he's talked about it. It just shows you that he's really just thinking back to, you know what, I made an error in judgment on how I handled the situation. I was young, because, Coach, people forget, Sean McVay's still a young guy.
36?
Yeah, he's younger than me. He's 36.
Crazy, 39, maybe. 36.
He made a mistake, and he's legitimately feels bad about it. That's why he has that guilty conscience. He brings it up on occasion. So I think it's easy to do it when you lose. I think when you win, you overlook all that, and he's still going back.
Here's one of the reasons why I say that is because I think as a people, human beings, I think we suck at communicating.
Yeah.
I think all of us suck at communicating. I suck at communicating.
No, you don't.
If there's a difficult discussion to be had, you know, it's a very uncomfortable thing and not natural to have a meaningful conversation with people. Because I think inherently most people don't want to hurt people.
Yeah.
Don't want to say, you're not that good, so I'm going to go somewhere else. I think most people don't want to do that to somebody. They don't want to critique, and even head coaches, even general managers. I think that because when you're going behind somebody's back to make a trade, instead of being like, look, exactly the situation that he pointed out, look, this is what we're going to do. If I get an opportunity to get Matt Stafford, I got an opportunity to get Matt Stafford. If you came to me and said, look, Ryan, if you said, Ryan, I got an opportunity, we got an opportunity to bring Mike Valeni in here. You know what I mean?
Colin Cowherd.
We got an opportunity to bring Colin Cowherd in, and I'd like to work. I'd like to work with Colin if I had the opportunity.
Right.
Like that would be a very difficult conversation for you to have with me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to hurt me.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't have that conversation.
How about Joy Taylor? Let's bring Joy Taylor in.
Now that's a conversation he'd have.
That's easy.
But you get what I'm trying.
Hey Ryan, you're out of here, buddy.
Forgive the. Hey, look,
you're out of here, man.
Bottom line, forgive the examples, but you understand what I'm trying to get. What I'm trying to get to. It's very hard to have a meaningful conversation with somebody.
That would be That would be Chad having that conversation with you if it was Colin Cowherd or reverse or me saying, hey, we got a chance to get Colin Cowherd, bring him in here. So, hey, man, you know what is what it is.
Chad's not one of the 86% of us that are miserable and bad at communicating either.
Right.
Right? You know, 86% of people out there, if you talk to anybody, are miserable people.
I think
that's a fact.
Everybody's miserable. I think let's change the conversation. Everybody is miserable to some extent. Whether you have money, you're miserable about something else.
Right.
You know, you're miserable because you tore your Achilles and you can't run. You know, it's things that make us miserable.
Sure.
We all share in some misery at some time. But getting back on track, I mean, you make valid points. Sometimes you, and then also I think a good point about what you make to throw another bonus on your side is when you're winning, you want to keep winning. When you want to keep good energy, you want to keep good karma, you want to keep positivity. So shoot, I just won the Super Bowl. I'm winning already. You know what? I might as well say, you know what? I was a POS in this situation. I'm sorry, Jared Goff, because now that buys you more good karma and good tidings. So you might be right about that.
There's also the other side of the coin where there was the other story that maybe Jared Goff got a little too frisky with Sean McVay's fiancée at the time. Remember that story?
Shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
What's wrong with you?
You remember that?
I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why maybe he got pissed at Jared Goff and said, "The hell with this guy. I'm done with you."
But then if that's the case, then he doesn't come out time and time again and apologize for the way in which he went about that situation. If something like that happens for you're a married man, Ryan, you're a married man. You know that if somebody comes after your wife that you're close with, somebody in Woodward Sports tries to holler at your wife and then you fire him or you move him, you're not going to come back and apologize to that guy for firing and moving.
That's truth.
Like, so that's I never heard that, but I will say this. You're not going to apologize if something like that was true. You'd be like, F that guy one time, and you would never mention his name again.
Just a couple of people in the YouTube chat. Southpaws Labs. LOL, who else would you rather have than Armani?
Nobody.
Just kidding.
Nobody.
And then
Nobody.
Sapper18, what a well. So the co-host sucks at communication. Must be nice to have a job that allows months of on-the-job training. I'm not saying I suck at this. I'm saying I suck at communication.
Lots of
not this.
Lots of YouTubers making fun of my shirt today, calling me. Now I like Tennessee. I don't like Tennessee.
He has
I have family in Tennessee. Someone gave me this shirt. That's why
Hendon Hooker, baby.
I'll wear anything except the Red Sox or a Patriot shirt.
Hendon
and a Celtics.
First of all, I don't like Tennessee, and that's only because they screwed us out of the national championship share title in '97. Freaking Phil Fulmer, but that's another whole
jealous.
Exactly, that's another whole story. But Maz has every college team, every professional team. He has a ton of things. Since we started August 12th, I've seen Maz wear every team under the sun. So relax.
Duke Nukem said, Maz losing weight? I'm like, no, it's totally the shot.
It's the angle.
We all look good in the shot. Braylon looks good all the time. But Ryan, you look great in the shot.
I look real good today. Thank you for
making
that.
us look really good.
Guys, let me tell you.
I do the show from here every day.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, it is Maz's videos of the day. Some good one, including All Rise. We'll have more from that. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts. Have been for over 90 friggin' years. Guardian Alarm keeps you safe, gives you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Chili Pepper Standing uses them. Look, it's on the
Look at that.
Oh, there it is.
Look at that. Guardian Alarm. Right.
They got the old logo.
There it is right there.
We got to get him a new sticker.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. Chili Peppers Tanning, voted the #1 tanning salon in the Metro Detroit area, and we are certainly proud that they have chosen Woodward Sports to be their official sports station.
Hey, before we get to the video,
she's a Ryan Armani fan.
Oh yeah,
there were a lot of
gorgeous.
A lot of them during the show came out here and wanted to get Ryan's attention. Did you see them all come out here and
now
try
that
to get Ryan's
65-year-old
attention?
she's hot. Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, she is.
She's hot.
If she only knew Ryan was here.
Look at her.
If she only knew.
Is that her dad or is that her husband?
No, that's her hubby. That's her hubby. Look
Come
how
on.
they're still in love. Look
You
at them
guys,
holding hands.
you guys, man, come on, please.
Last time my wife held my hand was 1998. Anyway, last night, what a great game. NHL, Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup, man. The Avalanche do it
That's
again.
Stanley Cup, all right.
They might have had 6 men on the ice. We'll never know. But they win it in overtime. They beat Tampa Bay. The gassed out Tampa Bay Lightning. They're trying their best. They just can't keep up. They're down 3-1. They have a chance. The Cup will be in the house.
Now, let me ask you this.
You see the Cup? The Cup writes its own Twitter.
I'll be in the building on Friday.
Friday night. That's tomorrow night. The Cup will be in the building. They could skate the Cup tomorrow. They can take out the 2-time champion Lightning tomorrow night.
Let me ask you this, Maz. Because when I was growing up, and I think it's in all sports now, I think when I was growing up, scores were a lot less. You know, like seeing last night, 3-2 was the final. That made sense to what I watched back in 97, back in 98, back in 95, back in 2000. Like, that sounds like a score. These 8-zips and 6-2s and 7-9s and 13. But that's in baseball, too.
Games like that come around once in a great while. And I know I say that a lot, but everybody had their money on the over. The first 3 games went over with ease early.
And the whole playoffs.
That was an under game written all over it. And Matt, you can laugh at me all you want. You know I'm friggin' right.
You're right this time, yes.
Thank you. Shut up.
Hey, you know what?
By the way.
Stop being a jerk.
By the way, the goal that went in last night, poor Sean McDonough did not see it go in. Nobody saw it, so I switch over
Not even the players on the ice, by the way.
I switch over to Sportsnet in Canada. They did not have it in either. So neither play-by-play guy had the goal going in. So
That's tough.
That's a tough way to end the game.
You said there was good catch. You said there was an instance like that in the Stanley Cup
Mike
final winning game.
Yeah, Mike Emmerich missed a championship call, and I forget the year, but yeah, he missed the goal going in. There's nothing worse, and he's the best in the biz.
Nothing worse.
Nothing worse. So I'm ready now for the videos.
Oh, time now for the videos of the day.
We don't have that, right? Okay.
Oh, there you
so
go.
Here we go. Last night, Aaron Judge, 2 more home runs. He's got
pace?
27. What's he on pace for?
67.
He hits one out at Tropicana Field. It went so high that no one even saw where it went. It went over the catwalk.
All rise.
Take a look at this ball, slow motion.
My
This is what
God.
you see.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before.
So, I guess we can talk. So
that's a Cecil Fielder blast.
Mo Vaughn.
Wow.
I got something.
I got one for you. Do you remember where Aaron Judge won his home run derby at?
Comerica Park.
It was at Tropicana Field.
Was it really?
It was at Tropicana Field.
No. Comerica Park.
He beat
like 2005. He was like 10.
He beat Giancarlo Stanton.
There?
He beat.
They actually had something there?
Tropicana Field. It's the Marlins, right?
No, that's in Florida.
It's the Rays.
That's in Miami. This is in Tampa.
Oh, that's what I said. I said it was the Marlins Stadium.
Yeah, that's okay.
Exactly.
That's a much nicer stadium than this.
Much nicer.
This is the old Suncoast Dome.
Nah, the one in Marlins is not as nice. Marlins Park, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's got the.
It's got the retractable dome. It's got that
the dumb Clevelander in there for no reason.
The
Terrible.
Clevelander, man.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
But I went in there one time.
No, it's fun.
It was like a strip club.
Well, that's what it is on the beach.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go to Clevelander, you might as well go to the beach where you can.
Might as well go to the Clevelander.
Exactly.
They got the bullpens in there too, like on the side of the Cleveland.
That park was dumb. I went there twice. I lived across the street. Legitimately went to 2 games, and it was
nobody goes.
Nah,
I want to live Braylon's life.
Man, I got to write a book about the fun stuff. I already wrote a book about all the hard stuff. I got to write a book about the fun stuff.
I wish you put this in because there's nothing more fun than this video. This video had me rolling on the floor. This is T-ball
on the floor
chaos. Look at these kids. They're spinning around. They are doing everything wrong. Please, Ryan, pay attention to
Here
this
we go.
video.
I'm here.
Here we go.
Oh. Third base. First base. Oh, my God.
Ninth base.
Is this Luke's team? Is this my kid's team?
Just look.
Is Luke out there?
Please keep playing this video.
That's my kid.
You can't enjoy this video just watching it once.
Kid. That's Luke out there.
Look
at
him.
To me, this is the greatest video ever. Look at the batter just spinning around. He doesn't know where the F he's going.
Dad gets hit in the ankle.
Oh, man. He can't even move.
Ryan got hit in the ankle.
Man.
Look at the kid running to first. He's dead.
Oh, he got hit in the face.
He just died.
He just got hit in the head.
Unbelievable.
This looks like This is what I imagine Minecraft looks like.
Absolute chaos.
Isn't that great?
The best thing about when you're younger is the snacks after the game. The orange slices, the Capri Sun.
That stopped after
fruit
COVID. Heaven forbid to share kids get share what do you call it?
Snacks.
Heaven forbid.
Man. God forbid.
God forbid.
You got
Here's my kid.
I got one more.
Look at my kid.
Sister too.
Look at my kid.
Yeah.
Here, Braylon. Look at that. That's my kid.
Look at Lukey.
Look at Lukey.
Look at Lukey.
Laying down.
He was in the video.
Oh my God! Is that ninjas?
No, this is T-ball.
Oh
It's
my.
T-ball.
This is T-ball. Here, look at that. That's my kid T-ball. Right, there we go. That's my kid's T-ball.
Oh, go
Luke
Lukey.
laying down.
Go Luke. Go Luke. Here's my last one. This kid has become one of the dogs. Check him out.
Oh my God. I love this.
Could be Braylon's nephew.
It's your dog video of the day.
That's him.
Niece.
All right,
Dude,
Bray.
your hands are unmistakable today.
This next one's on you, Bray.
Braylon, you got this one, and we're going to end the show with this one today.
I appreciate it. My baby sister isn't a baby anymore. She is legitimately pregnant to a T. She was supposed to be due on June 22nd, but now it's the 25th, which is Saturday. And ladies and gentlemen, my baby is about to pop.
Oh, man, she's walking up and down that hill trying to get it going.
Look how beautiful she is, man.
Trying to get it going.
This is a beautiful pregnant woman, man.
Guess what? It's her birthday tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And her
fiance's birthday tomorrow. And if the baby's born tomorrow, it's going to be.
Is that your mom filming this?
That is my mom. Because you can hear my voice.
I heard her in the background say, "That's what I did with you, walking up and down the hill."
So that's directly across the street from the house.
She's trying to get that baby out.
She is, man. You see that little, whew, man, Lord have mercy. She is ready.
She's like, I just look behind me. Got to walk up the hill now.
Shut up is on her shirt.
She has had a great pregnancy, though, man. We've been very blessed. She's been very blessed. She's very strong, and we will be there supporting you. So if I get the call tomorrow, fellas, y'all see where I'm running to.
Hey, man.
Y'all see where I'm running to.
I mean, you
see where I'm running
That's
to.
not even a question.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay? That's not even a question.
For sure. Because I rather get screamed at by Chad to get beat up by her.
Look,
Stick,
nobody's going to yell at you for taking off. Nobody's going to yell at you.
Call.
Stick's got it.
But she still wants to do a birthday dinner tomorrow night. I'm like, how do you have the energy and the time?
She's going tonight.
She's stronger than me.
She's going tonight.
You calling it?
I'm calling
your
I'm
shot?
calling my shot.
All right.
She's going tonight, folks.
All right, well, it's 4 o'clock.
Or I should say, she's coming tonight. She's coming
Chili Peppers.
tonight.
She's coming tonight. Look for Chili Peppers here in Harrison Township. It has been a blast.
I'm going to get
a tan. Come on.
Come
get a tan, man. They got great deals today, including FREE. You can't beat that, Harrison Township.
That's me.
We're having a good time, man. Hey, Maz,
I'll see you on Monday,
Flex.
Braylon. I'll see you on Monday. Your sister's
it's not
having
coming,
that.
Man.
Your sister's having
It's
that
not
baby
coming.
tonight.
It's not coming. I'm telling you, it's coming tomorrow morning. It's coming. It's coming tomorrow morning. Rain coming.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.